pull the stream up here. What's up, everyone? Alright, so we're just trying to pull up the vertical chat on my preview monitor here so I don't have to focus on my phone and the computer and the drawing all at the same time. Okay, so what we'll do is pop out this chat. Number one. Then we're gonna use this video here. Let's do this. What does that give me? Alright. Like that. Okay, so now we gotta crop this. Dude, streaming is hard. Alright, let's say 500. Ooh, I got an idea. What we're gonna do is just move this here, move it over something like that, and then let's just make a panorama. I mean, we go. Boom. Oh, almost. Okay, all right. Now it almost looks like I know what I'm doing here. Sorry, y'all. I'm just setting up the horizontal stream. We stream vertically and horizontally, so come hang out. What's up, Amber? Amber 1985. It's a good year. What's up, Mix? All right, let's get started. Something like that. Okay. Something like that, maybe. Okay. Alright, something like that. Let's find some shadows. Okay. Alright, let's try another one. Alright. Okay. Something like that, maybe. What's up, Lena? You're in Harvard? Well, that's cool. What you doing in Harvard? What's going on over there? Well, I hope they treat you okay there at Harvard. Okay, so it's a very cool pose. It's a shame I ran out of paper. Okay. Something like that. What's up, Courtney? How are you? Welcome to the. Be sure and like the stream here, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. But be sure and like the stream. It'll bring some more of our friends here into the chat. Something like that. We can fit another one here. So I'm giving myself about a minute to do these. Thank you, Courtney. Are you an artist, Courtney? Oh, that's a tough one. Something like that. What did I do here? There we go. Alright, here's my shadows. Alright, so now we're doing some shadows, something like that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep these images as simplified as possible. I want to be able to draw it as fast as possible. And I want the lines to feel like I'm writing my own signature. You know, I want them to be real fast and easy. Eliza Lambert. Beautiful last name. What's up, Obscura? Yeah, hell yeah. I'm back to the sketchbook. Courtney, tell me more. What kind of art are you doing? Okay. Whoops. Maybe here instead. Obscura. It's Saturday. What's the deal with the podcast? Oh, I messed that up. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Something like that. All right. Okay, we have like this really cool shape there. She's got her foot back here. You know. Oh. How was that? It's pretty close. Well, of course, a professional, but what kind of art do you do? Do you do design? What kind of stuff? Getting ready to go on in half an hour? If you want to drop a link here, Elijah Juan, I don't mind. I think it'll work. Are you on Discord, Obscura? Okay. Maybe something like that. so now, see what we got here. Okay. It's a tough one. Okay. And this person's got some poses. Actually, something more like that. Okay, let's see if we can find some shadows here. That back arm. Here, through here. All right, I'm just trying to identify some shadows here in the pose. You know, something like that, maybe. You know, do we want to get a little more like? Identify more something here. That's too much. Too many lines. Maybe my white pen will fix that face. See, when you draw too much, it's too far. Gotta keep it loose. And you gotta keep it simple. It's loose and simplified. Alright, I'm just trying to find looking for some reference pose pages. Here's a good one. All right, let's do it. Yeah, okay. Definitely, didn't have to exaggerate that arm so much, but it's all right. Something like that. All right, so let's find some shadows. Identifying shadows. Not sure I like how this marker bleeds through. Going to have to put a sheet of paper over here, I think. Getting ready to go in half an hour, yeah. Do you have an art we can check out somewhere? Oh, I see. And I'm taking it. All right, Obscura, I'm gonna come try to check it out. What's up, everyday nerd? Welcome back. How have you been? go back here and take, is this the window we're in? Yeah, maybe make it a little bit bigger. Something like that. Oh, I can also see that we still got our color key on. We don't need that. All right. Break a leg, Elijah Wan. Elijah Wan Obscure is a friend of ours here and an artist, and will be on a podcast here in the next half hour. Be sure to like the stream here, please, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so that, and then like a really cool shape there. Maybe like that. This leg's kind of coming forward. And this arm is kind of back here. Alright, don't love that, but let's find some shadows and we can move on. Everyday Nerd, how you been? What's been up? What's new? What you working on? If you're just tuning in, be sure to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. We do daily drawing streams. We can hang out and draw. Every single day we do some drawing. Okay, okay. Oh, I like this pose. Alright, okay. Alright, alright. Okay, through here. So like that, what's this front arm gonna be doing? Okay, it's alright. I don't love this, but gotta keep moving. You know, I don't want to just get the anatomy right. I want to get it done fast. I don't want to have to spend a lot of time. Ooh, I don't like that sound. Okay. Okay, not my best work, y'all, but gotta keep cooking. Are you just started posting recently, nerd? Tell me a little bit about it. I'm not just calling him a nerd, them a nerd. It is their screen name. Tell me, what kind of stuff are you posting? And where are you posting? Are you posting it here on YouTube, on the YouTube channel that you're watching our stream with? Okay. Elbow, wrist, hands. Okay, we're working on our pelvis. It's kind of a square from the back like that, usually for me. The best way I could see it in my mind right now. Knee like this, maybe like that. Something like that. See, I like that one. That's a nice, quick gesture drawing there. See how bad we can mess it up with the shadows. Okay. All right. So that's a pretty good one there. I like this one. Yes, I post from this channel account, and I'm not sure if what gotcha is, but I think about posting my drawings too. Very cool, everyday nerd. I'm glad that you decided to post. I know how hard it is to kind of just like start posting stuff on the internet, whether it's art or whatever it is. You know, it does take some like building up some courage. So I'm proud of you. Good for you. You know, I know it's not easy. I see that you're doing it. I'm noticing, and I'm proud of you. And it's cool to watch your growth. You know, you've come in here for a few weeks and talked about art and hung out with us. And it's pretty cool that you're making some progress in what you're doing. And I also appreciate that you're comfortable to come in here and share it with us. You know, that's real cool. I'm glad we get to be part of that. So if you haven't heard it yet about it, proud of you. Great job. Keep that shit up. Where'd you go, Pro? You still hanging out with us? All right, so we're just fishing for shadows now. Fishing for shadows. What's up, nice kid? Wait, this is actually really cool, not gonna lie. Well, thank you, dude. Dudette. Thanks, I'm glad to share it with y'all. Thanks, everyday nerd. Hey, nice kid, it's really cool of you. Come in here, you know, a strange stream you never been in before, and you pop on in and you say something really nice. That's very cool of you. That's very cool. That kind of positive attitude will get you a long way in life. But yeah, thank you. That's very cool of you, nice kid. You are named perfectly. Here, y'all want to see some close-ups of these guys? Gals? Whatever you think they are. What do you think? What's up, Zero Night? Thank you. Thanks for noticing. These are my 60-second drawings. And you know, it looks easy, but anybody who's done these before knows it's tough. You can see I was getting warmed up. Oh, this one looks pretty nice here. You know, when I'm drawing them, like, oh, I hate them. I hate every line. I hate every decision I make. I hate when the pose is. But when I turn around and I look back at them, I'm like, hey, those are not that bad. You know, and once I get warmed up, like, this one looks really good, I think. Okay. Let's keep cooking, y'all. Well, let's keep cooking. I love this style of art. At a glance, it's just simple, but it's not as simple as it looks. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole style. Like, you nailed it there. Also, if you're just joining us, be sure to like the stream up here. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, you nailed it. Like, that's the whole idea, is like, how simple and expressive can I make my drawings, you know? And the tough part is that in order to make a simple, expressive drawing, generally, it has to be done really fast. Like a fast line looks different than a slow line. Does that make sense? So if you're trying to draw expressively, it helps to draw with fast lines, you know. Because like sometimes what you see a lot is like a slow, thoughtful drawing might end. You know how people start sketching like this. They do these kind of jaggedy lines, you know. And I draw like that sometimes, and I see beautiful. But what we want to do is we want to do big like lines, like you're writing your name or something, or you're writing in cursive. Like how do we draw an entire picture with lines that feel like cursive? You know, they feel like you're writing your signature every single line. Oh, well, I didn't know I was gonna be able to see through that paper. Is the idea? These are great. Good structure on them. Great striking poses. Thanks, Zero. Man, you also coming in here hot with beautiful compliments. Everybody's being so nice today, man. Thank y'all for being here. Not that you're not always nice, but um, extra special today. Everybody's being so kind. Well, cool. Well, you know what? If you haven't heard it recently, I'm proud of you. I love you. And you can become a better artist and a better human being every day. So keep doing that. You know? And I know sometimes you have tough days. You know, life is about conflict, and we all end up having a bad day. You know, sometimes often, and sometimes more often than we deserve, you know? And I just want to remind you that, you know, when you do end up with conflict in your life, that art can be your best way to deal with things like that. So next time you're having a tough day, or you know, wherever conflict's coming from in life, because sometimes we deal with conflict from our loved ones a lot of times, like our parents or our girlfriend or boyfriend or husband. You know, sometimes you end up with conflicts from school or work. You know, conflicts come from everywhere in life, you know, and that's part of the beauty of life too, you know. And I just want to remind you that when you do end up with one of those days of conflict, and sometimes we just have conflict within ourselves, you know, maybe you're having a bad mental health day or a bad physical health day, um, you know, but I want to remind you that you can just take a piece of paper and an ink pen, and you can get your feelings out. You know, you can express yourself. You can take negative feelings and you can magically turn them into something positive by scribbling on a sheet of paper. And I'm not sure why it works like that, but it's just a hack, a life hack. Like you're a human and you're designed with these visual and auditory instincts. And for some reason, there's these life hacks, you know, and like going jogging. If you go jogging, you're healthier when you're done jogging. Your body is healthier and you feel better. Sometimes that's what art is. It's not just about these beautiful pictures or something. A lot of the times it's like I'm doing an exercise here. So when I'm done doing this, um maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll be mentally more healthy. You know how when you're done jogging, you're physically more healthy? Well, you can be mentally more healthy by doing exercises, mental exercises. Let me look at the chat. You guys are so good to me. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's good to be kind. You never know what someone's going through. So true, Zero. Listening to you talk about stuff like this makes people feel good. It's amazing. I wish more people did it. Thanks, everyday nerd. And somebody talked to me like this. There was times in my life where I was dealing with problems, you know, as a young artist, and someone came to me and they told me what I'm telling you, and I didn't know that. I was surrounded by all kinds of drawings. You know, I haven't stopped drawing since I was a little kid, and it was an art teacher who told me like, hey, all your favorite artists, they're not just drawing pretty pictures. You know, they're taking their inner turmoil and their thoughts, like just like I'm telling you, you know, you can take all that negativity that life gives you, and it's like not like you can dodge negativity in life. Like life is conflicts, you know, like some of the best parts of life that you love and make life so amazing, you know, they come from conflict sometimes, you know, and like that's just the nature of human existence, you know, and one of the best lessons in life you can have is like how do you deal with those kind of circumstances, you know, and not only does life give you conflict like by design, but life, you know, like life doesn't give you a lot of control a lot of time too. Like it tells you like here's all these rules and here's all the things you need to do. But what happens when like you don't have any control over life, and life sometimes will just happen around you, you know? And I think like if you make art that's expressive and you take time to like draw lines that are fun to draw, and take your bad day and kind of express that through your work. You know, I think it takes time to practice to be good at getting your emotions and your thoughts out on paper. It takes a lot of work. It takes practice. Just like it takes practice to draw a realistic picture. It takes practice to draw an expressive picture, you know? But I think the practice you take drawing expressive pictures, it'll take negative energy in your life and it'll turn it into something positive. It's like there really is magic in the world, and the way it reveals itself to us is through art and photography and poetry. You know, so when you are having those conflicts in life, you know, whether it's within yourself, you know, feeling bad mental health days, bad physical health days, or whether it's conflicts from outside of yourself, you know, with people you love or that important to you, school, work, whatever it is. I just want to remind you, do not take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Do not take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. Just take out a pencil and a sheet of paper. That's all it takes. And go sit in a room and write a novel about it. Write a song about it. Write, you know, draw a picture about it. Doesn't even have to be visual arts. Go dance about it. Go jog about it. There's just so many beautiful, wonderful opportunities you have as a human being to transform negativity into positivity, and you'll feel so much better. And not only that, but when people see you express yourself through art, it's contagious. You know, you're probably feeling it right now. If I'm doing my job right, when you watch me draw, you should say, hey, that looks fun and that looks easy, right? And it should feel like I want to do that too, you know? And that's what self expression should do. It should give people permission to do the same thing. And that permission is called inspiration. You know, that's how you inspire people. Is you don't just sit in a room and just draw the prettiest picture you can. You try to find a way to express yourself in a way that gives everybody else permission. And then what happens is everybody takes their bad days and they start to try to transform them into good days. You know, and sometimes maybe it's the art you made that inspired them. Before you know it, if everybody's taking some time to just transform the negativity they're dealing with in life into positivity through some kind of creative expression, then we all like literally are making the world just a little better every time you make art. I mean, I know it sounds insane or woo woo or whatever hippie talk, but I know you've expressed yourself in a way, whether you sang or danced or drew. Maybe you painted a picture, or, sometimes it's as much as like playing a game, or maybe you were in a play, but you end up with this amazing feeling, and you can make bad days good. And just think, if everybody took time to try to express themselves in a mentally healthy way to make their bad days good. Think about a world like that, where we were all, instead of like, some people are artists and some people aren't. That's like saying some people go to the gym and some people don't. Well, we all deserve to be physically healthy, and we all deserve to be mentally healthy too. I think it should be mandatory. Everybody needs to stop and express their feelings on a sheet of paper every day. Doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be a drawing, could just be a poem. But I think that's what could make everybody a little bit mentally healthier. We all just want to have a nice time. And there's so many times in life where you got to be perfect, or you got to be stressed out, or you can't make a mistake, or it's all about other people. But fortunately for us, art isn't one of those things. You can just sit in a room by yourself with a sheet of paper and not worry about anything else but you, and just draw. Just write a story. Express yourself. Nerd says, I'm having trouble sitting down and just doing one thing, but I never had that problem when it comes to watching your streams. Well, that's very cool. Nerd, I appreciate that. What's up, Tala? Let's go. Well, Nerd, when you sit down to watch, do you ever think to pick up an ink pen and give it a try yourself? Do you draw along with me? Or do you just watch? No pressure, but I would love for you to draw along with me if you'd like. So now what we're doing is we're just hunting some shadows. And I know some of my lines aren't in the right places all the time, but so what? That's the thing about art and life. It's like art doesn't have to be perfect to make the world better. It just has to exist. Not only that, but like a lot of the most amazing artwork is it's ugly sometimes. But just by, art existing, it can make your life better. It makes my life better. It makes so many people's life better. And it's not even that the art is amazing. It's just that it exists, and there's a lesson there. There's so many lessons, like just the same thing with you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be beautiful. You don't have to be anything. Just existing, just being here, just being part of the world, it makes the world better. Don't forget that, And the same thing like with art, like, sometimes if you take the time to learn how to try to draw fast or draw expressive or kind of put your feelings into your work. Thank you, Tala. I just draw along with, I don't draw along, but I do draw every now and then. But drawing along with you is actually a bad idea. But I might sometimes, okay, all right. I appreciate you. But I'd love for you to draw with me. Tala, guess how old you are? Nope, not doing that. Not only that, but Tala, I'm assuming you're a kid on the internet, and if you're asking that question, I'm going to say you're too young to be on the damn internet. Get off the internet. I mean, I guess if you have to be anywhere on the internet, I'm glad that you're here with us. But, people don't need to know how old you are. Get off the dang interwebs. What do I know? Maybe your parents are there with you, letting you have your internet time. But I'll tell you one thing, like what I was saying is like there's so many times in life where like you don't have complete control of life, you know? And and they don't tell you that. They just tell you be perfect all the time, do the right thing all the time. But it gets exhausting when you end up in a part of life where you don't have control, you know, and you still have to do the right thing, you know. And I think that it seems simple, but if you just sit in a room with a sheet of paper and you work on art that isn't realistic, but art that's expressive, where you have to allow yourself to make mistakes, you have to just scribble a little bit and hope that it comes out looking like something. Sometimes it comes out looking like something, and sometimes it doesn't, you know? But are you having a good time? And the amazing thing is that sometimes, even though you're just scribbling and you don't have control, and I don't have any idea where the artwork is going to end up, it ends up somewhere delightful. And I start to realize that I don't always have to know exactly where we're going. I don't always have to have all control of everything. I don't have to know every next step, you know? And some of these lines, they don't even really matter. But it takes sitting down with a pencil and a sheet of paper, writing a story, drawing a picture, and you can kind of learn little lessons about life. Like, hey, every line doesn't matter, every decision doesn't really matter. What matters is consistency and showing up regularly and doing it over and over and over, because time makes things better. Time means love. When you spend time on something, you spend time with something, that's what love is, you know? And I think, you know, I don't know where the drawing is going to go. I don't have control over the drawing. Just like I don't know, we don't always have control over life, you know? I don't know where the drawing is going to end up. I don't know if the drawing is going to be good, but I know it's going to be drawn. I know it's going to exist, and there's something beautiful there, you know? And you could sit in a room and you can learn some things just don't matter. Some things do matter, you know? Some things are just better because you exist. It's crazy how you just sit in a room with a sheet of paper and write a poem and learn about life. You know, you can learn a lot about yourself in some amazing ways just by expressing yourself. Do you ever draw animals? Well, I'm working on human anatomy, but I have drawn lots of animals. Would you like me to draw an animal? A friend earlier requested a doggy, but I haven't seen him back in the chat yet. Okay, don't love that line. That needs to be like that, maybe. Dude, would you like me to draw a dog? Or, I mean, I'm sorry. That was what the request was earlier. What kind of animal would you like me to draw? I spend so much time trying to draw humans, I'm not sure if I could draw a dog. You know what? There's something else I need to work on that this model shows me. Is like, there's like a square shape here. It's a little more interesting if you find that square there. If you're taking requests, it's totally fine, but I'd love to see you draw a fox. I'll give it a shot. Oh my gosh. Well, how long have we been streaming? 50 minutes. This might be our last drawing of the stream. Let's see what we can do. Also, be sure to like the stream and subscribe to the channel, please. Alright, let's give this a shot. I'm going to be terrible at this because I don't generally draw a fox. Dude, some of our regulars from the horizontal streams would love this. Okay. They don't usually show up till late at night. Something like that. Look, I've never drawn a fox, so you have to bear with me. Something like that. Okay. What do we need here? So, a more contour here. Maybe here. See, I don't know these structures as well. Sorry, probably laughed right in the camera. How are we doing? You think that's good? Thanks, nerd. Let me find some shadows here. Okay. Something like that. Let's see here. A little bit here. Something here. I mean, it's not perfect. It's like there's something here I need to establish, like these little toes to kind of make it right. And it's almost like maybe there's a implication of a bottom. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. It's not my best drawing, is it? But you know what? Yeah, I took a request. What can I do? Okay, no, they kind of have like a thing down here. That looks like an owl. It's really tough. Honestly, like I get so comfortable drawing people. You're like, hey, can you draw something besides a person? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can. You know, but let's give it a shot. Something like that. I'm not sure it looks so much like a fox, yo, so much as like a see, because like there's a foreshortening thing happening. Okay, this one didn't work. Can't do them all. Oh well. Yeah, that's tough. Foxes are tough. This one was okay. This one not so good. We'll try another one. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Trying to get that likeness is tough. Something like that. They have such a round little nose, and then like Okay, so that's getting a little closer. It's tough because like so much of a wolf, so much of a, it's just fluffy hair, and I don't know how to draw that necessarily. But I will give it a shot. Just because you've been hanging out and you're such a nice person. Why not give it a shot, you know? Maybe if we can imply that he's sitting. Yeah, I don't know. I suck at these wolves, bro. I mean, he's, you can draw some things, but then you draw it and it actually ends up looking good. It's okay. It's not bad. You know? They're okay. I mean, I kind of start to get it that it's a... Let me try this. I feel like there's... Yeah, you just never know if I'm going to be able to pull it off or not. But I appreciate the request, my friend. All right, so we got to go back to one more human drawing before we call it a wrap. And then I'm going to get out of here. But y'all remember what I say when we're here. That y'all remember what I talk about here, that it's not all about just pretty pictures. I want y'all to remember that art is a mental exercise. It makes you healthier. You can become a better person every day sitting at home and doing exercises. You know, just like a jog can make you healthier physically. You know, art exercises, other mental exercises, they're going to make you healthier mentally. You know, take some time in your life. Give yourself some opportunities to make yourself mentally healthier. Because here's the deal, I love drawing so much, I could sit here and do this all day. I mean, I do sit here and do this all day, but you know what I mean? I could just keep drawing here, but I gotta get out of here. I gotta get some food. Got some running around to do, but I could just sit here and draw all day and all night. Okay, so maybe like that. Let's see if we can pull this together. Can you draw something? Okay. All right, y'all. If you're just joining us, this is my last drawing of the stream. Oh, we're streaming almost weekly at this point. I mean, weekly. We're streaming almost daily at this point. Sometimes more than once a day. Please give the stream a like. Subscribe to the channel. Come hang out and draw with us every day. Not only are we becoming better artists, but we're becoming better people, you know? And I think that's important. Art is one of the easiest ways to express yourself, to become a better person. And it's fun to remind yourself that you can. You can get better at whatever you are, just existing. You can get better at that every day. You know, and art also can remind us that there's a lot of magic going on in between the lines, you know? A lot more going on to life than just what you see, just what you could control. forget that. How do we feel about that? That behind gets a little messy. Maybe I can use my new white marker to fix it. Wow. That worked wonderfully. Okay, y'all. I think this is our last one of the day. Proud of you. I love you. The world's a better place because you're in it. Keep being here with us. I'll see you next time. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. See you next time.